It is Christmas Eve 2025, and it's time for some, what do you call it? Drawing with me, Torrin Atkinson. Today I'm going to try to finish, I don't know if I will, but I'm going to do some work on this astronaut riding a Byakhee from the Cthulhu mythos. I feel like my light is a little different than it normally is. Maybe it's, I'm not going to worry about it. But what I will worry about is informing you about my Discord. And I have a Discord. It's called Torrin's Art Hole. And I am just going to post this live stream into the announcements very quickly, ever so quickly. And then we can get on with the show. Yes, publish. Okay, confirm. And now maybe we'll get some people in the chat, some people who are not doing family things on Christmas Eve. It's 5 o'clock here in rainy, wet, gloomy, dark Vancouver, British Columbia. And we're going to get our gloom on right here with this drawing, which, what do we got here? We got this astronaut. The astronaut's pretty much done. He's got his valise. I have decided that I'm going to do, this is not going to be black and white. It's going to be grayscale. It's going to have tones on it. Probably just one tone, just a medium dark background, which right now is a light dark background. This grayish blue is just what I'm using for my background right now, but we don't really need to worry about that. And the red stuff is the stuff that I marked as the things I wanted to do today. Last time I marked it down. So what do we got here? We got the monoliths. I guess we can do the monoliths. Let's do these monoliths. Because why not? Monoliths. The only one that's done, I mean, it's not even 100% done, is the one that the Byakhee is about to land on. So let's Rusty Neb. This is the one I want. And what's happened recently with Torrin? I can tell you that. I want my brush size to be 35 though. Let's take it down to 35. And yeah. Bump. Doesn't have to be. Oops. Something like that? Sure. What was I saying? Oh yeah, in the world of Torrin Atkinson, I went to a dentist yesterday. Not just any dentist. A specialist dentist. Is that too? Let's do that. Let's do that instead. And then we can make this a messy edge. But if we make that a messy edge, then we gotta make this a messy edge too. Actually, maybe we'll do it this way. Maybe we do it that way. Yes, I think that's preferred. At the bottom, just at the bottom there. Oops. And then we can make it black. The other thing I wanted to make black was the inside of his mouth, because I was looking at it, a small version of it, and his mouth wasn't reading as too much texture. So we'll fill that in. Maybe we'll, since I'm here, spend so much time working on this under part here. No, I like it better the way it was before. Maybe just a little bit more. No, actually, I think it was fine the way it was. Yeah. I want to make the tips. Let's see how this is going to work. If I make the tips of the quills, is that what we're going to call them? The big old hairs. A little bit thicker. And The mane of quills. Maybe we can get a little bit closer to, like, if this is all dark, is that gonna F things up? Let's just draw it and see what it looks like. Might need more is the problem. Let me see. Let me zoom out here. Now, if we make that background, where's the background? This is the background. If we make that, say, 60%, if it's 50, exactly half and half, white and black, it feels like it's not dark enough to me. Although this particular monitor is darker than normal, so let me just move this. Oops, don't need that. We just move this a bit over. Yeah, it needs to be darker. Darker. It's got to be darker. So let's go. Let's say 60. Let's go 66. And if that's the darkness, let's make this white like it probably would be on a page. Just looking at the main. I think the main is, I overdid it. I overdid it on the main. So let's undo. Undo. There, that. Okay, now let me put. Let me now put this at 66. 65 is close enough, and a white background. I think I can live with that. I should have done it on a different layer is what I should have done. Is it too late to do that? Maybe I'll see if I can do that. Undo. Let's see how many undos I have. That's all the undos I have. Okay. Which I think is pretty close to where I started. Hey, Watcher DM. Hello. Thanks. Thank you. I was just futzing with this quilly mane. So I've gone as far back as I can. Let's change that background to white. Let's change the tone, which is not the final tone, but I've just kind of roughly blocked it in here. What's going on with Watcher DM on this Christmas Eve? Maybe you're like me. Maybe there's no family in your immediate vicinity that you're obliged to spend time with. Get rid of these X's. So just chilling at home. Chilling at the home. All right. What's this? What's on this layer? Anything? Have I put anything on this layer? I think this. Oh, there's for some. Nope. Yeah. There's some red thing. Oh, now I've done it. Now I did do it. Okay. So let's just. This will be the main test, the main event. Just eating some dinner with my mom. Well, that's great. I spelled main as in, oh God, go away. The place, the main event. Okay, so what I had done, because what was happening that I decided I wanted to change is that when I zoom out, the furry mane on the back of his head that's covering up part of the astronaut is just too, it's too subtle, it's too busy. So the idea here is we're not going to do it in white ink, we're going to do it in black ink for starters. We're just going to make it darker almost everywhere. We'll see how it goes. But we live together, so that's a daily practice. Go, cool. My mom lives in Penticton. Shout out to Mom. Merry Christmas. She's having a... Was it today? She's having an open house for all of her her crafty senior citizen center friends. I think this is working a bit better. I think that might do the trick. So not interfering with the head. I need to zoom out. I don't want X, I want Z. I think that's better. I think it's better. Let me... God, why does it keep going to white? Maybe we merge these. Here, let me... Oh. That's on a different layer. So let me get rid of some of this business here. Pop up, pop up. And then I can do this on the main layer. And there's no break between his little sideburns and his mane. Which was kind of... Do we put some of these touching? Some nice, cool Johnny Quest music. And then our... Yeah, that's a fine. Our eraser. Just put a little line there. And a little line there. And hopefully, when it's smaller on a page, the line needs to be just a bit thicker. Oh. Damn you, Snow. Yeah. Let's try that. I think that's okay. It is. I love these schizo-crowal eyes on the beastie. Schizo-crowal, is that a word? Did I learn a new word today? Okay, so that mane, I think I'm gonna have to be happy with it. If I'm not, I can just unclick that layer and do it again. But for now, maybe I'll put a mane on this, some kind of a mane, a big furry part of the tail too. The wings are furry, his head is furry, his little chestal area, his neck is kind of furry. The neck doesn't really work. Oh, it does, but it doesn't. Anyway, there's not too much I can do about it. I guess I could. Let me think. Let me think. Maybe I'll do it on the main layer again. This is his... Stop going to white. Damn you. Because yeah. Does this delineate the neck from the chest a little bit more? I think it does. It's tough. It's a rough business. Okay. So, let's go back to these. Back to my main. And we can do some... What happened to my... I lost a layer. That's the layer I want. Perfect. Let's put it underneath Rusty Nip. Threadless sent me a replacement for the mug, but it was a shirt they sent. What the hell? Okay. That is weird. I don't know. Oof. Ugh. That's annoying. That sounds annoying to me. Okay. So let's... Nope. I want continuous. Now try that. That's better. And how do you feel about that? How about is it the right size shirt at least? Adam is here. Hello. Willkommen. I feel like I should do the outside of these guys as well. Let me get rid of my... No, I don't want to get rid of it. I'm just going to make it. I'm going to make it... Take it down. Take it down a couple notches. How do I do that first one? It has some rounded parts on it. Like that. Something like that. Be straight, but not too straight. Ooh. Mm-hmm. I feel like this part's got to be... Yes? Maybe? No? I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, I drew it. Playing D&D right now, just here to support. Oh, great, thanks. Need to wash it first, but it's a cool shirt. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Sounds like Speed Racer music. Am I wrong? Am I happy with where all these monolith dealios are at? I feel like I don't really need this one. Let's see how it looks without that. This one. Oops. Like that. G for Phil? Yes, perfect. And we can put a little guy over here. And we'll do this one over here. Something like that. No. G. G for Phil. That's kind of... What if we did? Let's put a line right through that. See how that looks. Okay, one more. Let's make it small. And then, what do we want to do for the runes? That's the question. Let's save this. Ba-da. What do we want to do for the runes? Maybe I'll finish this wing while I'm looking at it. Ba-da. easy. Oh, yeah, okay. The other thing that was bugging me is that this finger here, the wing finger, I guess you would call it, is way bigger than the one on the other side. So do I make that one bigger, or do I make the one on the right smaller? Let's go bigger on the left. Though I do like how it looks. How are you getting that straight line like that? I am holding down. What am I doing? Here's my brush. I'm drawing a little circle. I'm gonna hold shift. Hold shift down, and then I press another line. Because my brush is not exactly like if it was a different brush, like maybe hard round, then I would get a solid line every time, but depending on the angle. So there we go. Just holding the shift button down in Photoshop. That's all. And if you hold the shift button down and go straight down, it will go straight down. If you go to the right, oops. If you go to the right and hold down shift, like if you're actually physically, if you're holding the pen, the stylus on the thing, it will give you a straight, what do you call it? Straight line. Perfectly horizontal or perfectly vertical. There's your little Photoshop tip of the day. All right, back to Rusty Nib 2. 35. I turned my heat up too high. Change it. In my little cold room. Yeah. Let's make this bigger. I might need to. Let me do a little trick here. Let me go to red. Just grab that. No, I just want this part. Now let's copy that, bring it over here, flip it, transform it, flip horizontal, just so I can get, oops, I don't want to make it bigger, just so I can get an approximate. So they're approximately, they don't need to be exactly the same size, but this is giving me an idea. I'm going to name this layer toast because I'm going to delete it in a second and it's going to be toast. Something like that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Rusty Nib. Hello, Rusty Nib. All right. All right. Oh, I don't want the red anymore, though. Something like... Is that too similar? No, it's fine. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's fine. Okay, so. Here's the balance that I need to figure out. If there's going to be a gray, this gray, and it's going to be, as we discussed, around 66%. It's 65, close enough. Am I going to do some heavy shades on the wings with the 100% black? Or do I leave it the way I kind of have it now on the right wing with the 60% and say that they are, you know, semi-transparent, aka translucent? Maybe I do that. I think that's an interesting look. So maybe I'll do that. All right. So in which case, I don't need all this business here. Oops. Get rid of all that. Get rid of all this stuff here. Erase. Maybe it'll be faster if I just select. So I'll get some shade, but not, I don't need to go crazy. So this is all good. And then, like, do I even need all this business here? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. remember I was going to have some holes in the wings, though. Where's my... Yeah, this is my original drawing for the wings, which I have changed. Yeah. Because I like the, you know, when you're in space, there's usually like one light source, right? It's the sun. So everything should be harsh blacks. But this is kind of an alien world, so maybe there's some kind of an atmosphere. We're not too worried about it. So in which case, I think we decided that the other arm would come out here, but I'm not going to draw it because that would be interfering. So let's not do that. But I do want to get... This part here is bothering me a little bit. I feel like... Oh, you shaggy wings. You vex me so. I painted myself into a corner here. I don't like anything I drew over here. I'm going to save my work in case I decide that what I do, my fix, is actually worse than... But let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of all this. Even the stuff I just did today. And let's see if I can make something better. Depends on how close you are to a reflected body. Yes, that is true. The heavenly reflected bodies. Okay, so. Am I not? Is it not drawing? Why is it not drawing? Let's come out here. Okay. That's simpler. That's definitely simpler than what it was before. Do I want to show? Yeah, maybe I do. Okay. No, I hate that. I hate it. Oh, eraser is not working properly either. Don't overdo it, Torn. Don't overdo it. Let's imagine that there are some other, what do you call them? Bony or cartilaginous structures. Around. Oh, I see what's happening here. Yeah, I can fix that. I can fix that. Something like that. Right? Are you with me or a gimme? Yeah. That looks weird. Undo. Undo that too. Gotta get it back to where it was. Maybe that's just fine. Here's a hole. No, that hole bugs me. Maybe there's no holes in these wings. I always like to put holes in bat wings. I just think it's cool when there's like... Maybe I can do it less shittily. But you know what? Before I do that, I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to just do solid wings. We'll put the background, the gray tone in. And then we'll see how it looks. And if I want to put in some holes. So that I can put as all the dog. The dog! You want something, Ding Dong? Sure, come on in. Hi. Hello. Oh, what are you excited about? You think I have food in here? Oh, everyone here's my dog. Sammy Davis Jr. That's what we call him. Because he's got one eye. No, we call him Cheeseburger, don't we? Oh my God, why? Also known as Ding Dong. Because he's a ding dong. Are we done? Are you satisfied now? I'm still alive? Yeah? Alright, you gotta get out of here now. Because I know you're gonna scratch the door in 2 seconds anyway, so I'll just kick you out now. Bye-bye, Ding Dong. Because Mom's in the kitchen with food, so he'll be scratching on that door any second. Okay. So, I think we've decided. I can make this a little more defined. I kind of want to put like spots on here or something, but I think there's so much detail on them already. Let's not do that. Are we done? So I think the wings are finished for now. I was annoyed with how slop I went, and I finished. Okay, let's correct our corrections here. We've finished. I'm removing that. Oh, I can get rid of the toast layer too. Goodbye, toast layer. I addressed this. I addressed that. I addressed all these, although we still got to put the runes on. The only thing left are the tail and the talons here. So let's do... I'm really not sure what I'm going to do about the talons, but let's get rid of that wings layer. I think we're in... We're not really in the home stretch, but I'm going to say we're in the home stretch. And where's my red layer? Where is this red layer? Oh, that's the red layer. The red layer. Sure, let's make it red so I don't get confused anymore. We're gonna... Yes, I see some things to fix. Perfect. Yes, everyone is reacting to my dog, Cheeseburger the Ding Dong. Yes, when we got him, his name was Tarzan. And we're like, no, that's not, we're not keeping that. And so we were thinking, what are we going to call this dog? Because, sometimes, like, I'm a strong believer in not naming a dog until or a pet until you know their personality. Like, something's going to come up. So we weren't in a super rush to, like, name him, but also at the same time, like, we gotta be like, hey, you, come here. Hey, dog, come here and stop, peeing on that friend or whatever. But as we were discussing what to call the dog, there's I think it's the black-capped chickadee, and it's kind of famous for, that's a hip. That's supposed to be a hip, I guess. Is that gonna work? This is all very sloppy, but I might now he's barking. There's a I think it's called the black-capped chickadee, and it's and it makes a noise. It goes, which is known by some people to sound like cheeseburger. So when we heard that, when we were discussing, we were in the alleyway near our apartment saying, what are we going to name this dog? And then we heard cheeseburger. And we said, yes, we will name the dog Cheeseburger. A bird named our dog. How demeaning. What an indignity for a dog to be named by a bird. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to take this. I'm going to cut it. Nope, wrong layer. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to make it transparent. I want to make both of the feet bigger. I wanted to get that feeling like you're looking up at this creature. And so with some, some forced perspective, some foreshortening, that would be cool. It's like it's coming close to grabbing you. But I didn't go full in on that, because if I did, his talons would be huge, his head would be huge, and you wouldn't be able to see the astronaut. The astronaut would be like almost an afterthought. I didn't want the astronaut to be an afterthought astronaut. Afternaut. I wanted to be a present not. So yeah, so that's why I didn't do that. But I think we can try to make them a little bit bigger. So this is now layer 17. And let's see what happens if I just embiggen that town. But I still want it to look like it's landing on the thing. So maybe here's what we do. Maybe the talon, the leg's not bigger, but the talon, the foot is a bit bigger. Let's see how that goes. Not crazy big, but big. I might have to adjust the mane there because I'm getting a tangent. Oh my God, there's somebody at work. As you may know, let me see if I can find it. A picture of you receiving the award for noticing the tangent in my drawing. I wonder if that's going to pop up. No, it's not. I'd have to open my work email, which I'm not going to do. Because then I'm going to get a bunch of notifications while I'm live streaming, and we don't want that. But it was pretty funny. So if you know what a tangent is, and you probably do, in math, there's the tangent right there. There's the circle where the circle meets the line. So if I'm drawing like two people, this is how I draw work. And then here's another person walking behind that person, a shorter person. Let's do it this way. Here's another person walking behind. So let's put suspenders on him because why not? So this person is supposed to be behind it, but there's a tangent. His nose is touching his thing. So that's a tangent. You probably knew that in art, and you generally want to avoid that. So somebody posted in our work chat a picture of a guy getting an award. I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but everything is a tangent in the drawing. Like he's holding his hand is holding the award, the medal, in a weird way. And yeah, I can't. It was funny. It was well done, not like this, but it was a funny picture of a man getting an award. And everything is a tangent. The background is a tangent with him, and it was funny. You had to be there, right? Okay, moving on. All right. So then if I did that with the, let's see, I should have saved my work before I made that talon bigger. But let's try with this one now. Let's say, I don't know, here-ish, right between that piece and that piece. And then, I was hoping it would be a popular meme picture that I could find just by Googling it, but I didn't. No such luck. All right, so Control V. Let's make a copy of this. Let's duplicate that layer. And this is going to be landing foot. Okay. So now we're going to take this layer 18, and what happens if we make that bigger? Right? And then we're going to have to mess around a little bit, fix things. But what happens if we do something like that? And then I feel like layer 18 will have to be like... I'm not sure. It might cause more problems than it solves. Yeah. Okay. That experiment failed. Okay. But we did it. Oh no, my tangent drawings. I have to go through that again. Gosh darn it. I just want to get back to where I started. Is it going to let me? Can I go back far enough? Shrinky, 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 more shrinky? No? Okay, cool. Okay, I want to go forward a couple. Redo. Right? Oh, this is it here. Okay. Okay. So I think it was. I think it's. I'm gonna redraw it. This right leg. His right leg, not screen right leg. What are we doing? I know that bird from Tahoe. That's a dope story. Could be worse. Could have been named Caw. Caw, yes, indeed. So, I don't know if where you live, the crows do this, but here in Vancouver, the crows will mimic. They have a call that's a mimic of a dog barking, and it's caw, caw, caw. It's not like the usual caw, 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 or whatever, you know, caw, but it's like caw, 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 which sounds. I feel like it's an approximation of a dog barking, because there's dogs barking all the time in this city. So he could have been called Bark, Bark, Bark if that crow did that thing. All right, so this is my new layer, or my old layer, and I'm just going to get rid of that red. I think what I'll try to do is maybe make it a little. I kind of don't like how bird-like it is, but also I do. I do and I don't. You know, maybe it needs more hair. No, because the space behind it is going to be dark. Not black, but dark. So I probably should take off these little things too. Even though they're super cool. Like a grasshopper, as we discussed when the first episode live stream. It was. We were talking about how it was like a caterpillar. Sorry, I'm focusing. Grasshopper. And this is all going to have lines around it. Like that and that. But we'll get to that. We'll cross that drawing when we come to it. So, I feel like, how would it work? Did I not draw enough? Oh, I didn't. So if this one, these are the front toes, 1, 2, 3, and then it would have can't see it, but it would have another back toe. So I didn't draw enough toes on this other. So let me go back to my red layer. And now let me draw this on my red layer. In red. Okay. So come on, red layer. Don't be like that. So this. And we decided. What did we decide? I feel like this would be where. No, actually, it was fine where it was, being further up. I think. Something like that. Let me check here. Yeah. Whatever, that's fine. I'm not worrying about that now. I feel like should be some muscles in here or something that I'm not. Because this is his knee. Is this his knee? Yeah, this is his knee. Like that would be his knee as well. And this is his shin. And this is his heel. We can put a little spike on there too, because why not? But then. So this is his. Oh. I remember, Adam, you said, you gave me the technical name for what this back claw was. But I don't remember what it was. Like R something. But now we need 3. 3. Not 2 like I had before. But 3. And am I making it too big? This is kind of like the foot pad area. I feel like I'm making it too big, but let's come back to that. It's interfering with the other. Maybe that should be like that, and this should come down here. No. God, what a mess I made. Here, let me see. Maybe it could like curl around. It doesn't have to be straight. Maybe this one could even be more or like that. More to the side. Let me zoom out. God, I looked at all those references. Hallux, yes, thank you. The hallux. I looked at all those references of bird feeder. It didn't help me at all. Let me go back to my references. No, not the Darkest of the Hillside Thickets and the Millennium Falcon as a magic card. Not that. Let's go back to my illustration folder, art reference folder. No, I'm not going to my art reference folder. I'm going to my commissions folder. No, I'm going to my game illos folder. Because this is for Call of Cthulhu. That's right. I got too many art folders. Beit al-Azif. Here it is. There it is. Okay. Let's look at these. Let me see if I can find one that's applicable. As I said before, yeah, this one's pretty good. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, let me load this. Let me drag this in. I'll find it here. Dun 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 dun. Right, we'll put you there. We're gonna rasterize you. We're gonna just look at the feet area here. Bump bump bump. Like. This is great. This is a great song. Great music. This music was used for Spider-Man. 1960s Spider-Man. It was also used for NFB. Or no, not CFL. I don't know. It was used for football highlights. Let me look at this one. Did we just fold that one back so it's not reaching out? That might be a way to go. So it's not as... Oh, here, this one's good. This one's great. Solve my problem, little guy. You can do it. Let's rasterize. Rasterize. I feel like I already did this. And one of the other layers in here is probably the exact thing. Anyway. I probably have all of these. What's this? Yep. That's some crow. What's this? Yeah, that's the exact one I just grabbed. And what's this? This is the valise. I don't need the valise anymore. Goodbye. What's this? Oh, that's good too. And what's this? Yeah, okay. Let's take a closer look at these. Get a load of those gams. Okay. That's kind of. It's interesting. It's wonky. Here, let me flip it. Transform. Yeah, maybe something along those lines. Maybe something along those lines. Let me Let me yellowize that. What are these ones here? What have I got on the top here? This is the same as this one, right? No, this one. No, this one. Yes. Okay. I'll delete that. Sorry, this is very boring. Boom, boom. Yeah, I think this helps. Let me transform. Let me flip that one back to the way it was too. Sure, we'll keep these up. And then what's this guy? Ba, 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 ba. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I don't want it to look, like I said, I don't want it to look exactly like a bird leg, but it's going to. It's going to be obviously a bird leg. Let me flip this one. And I think I do some little rough experimentations here. What's that? Oh, this is my NASA dude. You can go on the bottom. We don't need you anymore. Okay. Let's get rid of... Yeah, I can get rid of that layer. Right? I can get rid of this layer. Yeah, let's go. You're Gonski. The main event we're keeping. Let's make it blue. I don't get confused. And then this is the old one. Should I scrap it? Should I just delete it and never look at it again forever? I think so. No, I'll just put it down the bottom. I'm going to label it old foot. Because this is the new foot. This is the new foot. No, I don't want to be that close. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. But that's art. That's how art works. Bird feet are weird. Yes, I agree. Silence! I concur. All right. Let me do another layer just so I can... All right, so let's see. Let's see. Yes. Coming down here, I'm on the wrong color again. Coming down here. We can get it nice and close. That's fine. What I did there. And then what? Here? Like that? They don't have to be totally outstretched, right? You crazy car. Oh man, I wish it was... Maybe I put this one behind that other one. How about that? How about them apples? Let me see. Let me try. Let me try. Like, I feel like this is good. This part, I don't mind. Yeah? Right? Okay, D&D over. Back to the art grind. Ooh, did you win? Did you win the D&D? Okay, maybe what I do. Here's maybe what I do. This one is closer up, and then we can put the hallux like over here. Yeah, let's try that. So there's a little bit of depth. Basically, I'm kind of looking at this guy here. It's not showing you. Where is it showing you? B. Here. On the top left there. Kind of recreating that more or less. I think that looks weird, but not totally weird. Let me get rid of the red. Let me get rid of all these orange, yellow guys. Yeah. 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 I think that's okay. I think that's okay. And it's not quite interfering with the tail, so that's good. Okay, cool. Or where the tail would be. It's already been an hour already? Okay, so now we just clean up this god-awful mess. I really want to put spikes. But I know it's going to bite me in the ass when I do my background. So, no. It's a no on the spikes. Okay. Let's make those talons bigger, though. More of a hook to them. That makes it look a lot like a bird. Dun, 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 dun. Bup, bup, bup. Bup, 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 bup. Something like that. Something like that. Oh, yeah. Something along them lines. I feel like my eraser's just a little bit too. That's okay. That'll do me. That'll do me for now. Because the background is going to be a dark background, so I think that's okay. Let's imagine that that's okay. Ba-ba. Let's imagine that that's okay. No on drumsticks for some reason. Booley is here. Hello. Happy holidays indeed. We're celebrating Cthulhumas by... Oh, I drew that on its own layer. And I guess that's fine. Let me merge. Right? There's nothing else in that layer that's bad. That I don't want to merge. I don't think so. I think it was fine. It was okay to do. Okay. Cool. In which case, now it's time to do the tail. Let us do the tail. Or you know what? I'm not going to do the tail. Here's what I'm going to do. We are going to make this all red. All red. All of it. Okay. Now we're going to recreate that on its own layer. But before I do that, no, what I want to see, make that a little bit, give it a little bit more room at the top. And now how do I want to do this? So this is going to be space. Let's make it purple. This is exciting, everybody. Let me save my work. What brush do I want to use? We want to look for a cool brush. We want the coolest brush. Although bleed and ultra bleed can be good. Let me try it. Some brushes take up too much memory when I use them. This has a nice ratty texture on the side. And if that is, I don't know, let's just do it like 60. Instead of adjusting the transparency of the layer, the opacity of the layer, let's just make the layer like 66. This is 50, so this is probably around 65. Something like that. G. So now, how do we like this brush? Do we like it? Oh, I see. Because this is a watercolor brush. I mean, that's kind of cool too. Like it's not fully transparent either. There's some overlay. There's some texture on there. And I don't know if I want that. I'm going to delete everything I just did and start again. I've actually finished drawing. This is it catching up. Nah. Let's try a different brush. Ultra Bleed, any cooler? Let's try that. There it is at 20. Let's go all the way up to 1500. Oh, yeah. That definitely takes more memory. Yeah, it has a little bit of texture, but it's not at this size, it's not a super cool texture. So, moving on. Let's go down to brush pen low ink. Let's try that. I'm going to take it up to 700. Let's take a look. Let me get rid of my... See, that has an interesting texture to the brush. Inside the brush, but not the edge of the brush. So no. That's a no on that one. It's a no. Let's try brush pen super dry. This is at 40. Let's go up to 1,000. Ooh, that's pretty good. That might work. All right. Let me see. And it's not too... Okay. Okay. I feel like this could work, but let's do it. Let's actually lift up the brush from the canvas. Oh, hello. Little error there. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Let me try it. Let me try it again. I feel like there's not enough space on the right side, so let me adjust my... Need a little bit more space over here. Space. Haha, I said space. Yeah. Let me make you white. White there. White on top. Go back to our space layer. Go back to my... Maybe I'll make that brush 1600. Round brush strokes. Oh, I forgot to do his other antenna. That's something I forgot to do. And I like that there's... Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's try this one out for size. Put some smaller brushy strokes on the top. So now, here's what we got to do. All right, we did it. We're going to keep this for now. I'm going to save my work. So now, maybe I start with going to my rusty nib, selecting all the black, going back to my space, deleting the black. And now we can kind of see. What's going on here. Yeah. Okay. Right? Okay. Let me change my opacity and we are just going to go start cutting away parts. Cutting away. Oops. Cutting away. We don't have to be super... In fact, it's good if we're not super faithful to the lines, especially in the shaggy part. We can make more shagginess. And our little spaceman here. Let's get a little closer with air to extra dry. Here he is. Right. Good job, Mr. Spaceman. You're gonna make it. Whatever you came to this weird planet for. On the back of a Byakhee. I hope it works out for you. And the drumsticks. There are the drumsticks. And that leg that we just did. Okay. Right? Oh, now we're getting somewhere. I think we're close. Now we're in the... Although I still got to do the tail. I got to do the tail and the antenna and the runes on the rocks, the rock runes. So I can just do that with an eraser. I don't need to be selecting these broad areas, the thin areas. Right? Something like that. Something like that. We're getting real close. Sun's getting real low, Hulk. Got to do that second antenna at some point. Okay, cool. And you as well, Mr. Hooky Finger. Okay, so now... Well, I got to do the obelisks, too. Okay, I'll do the obelisks. Whatever they are, the menhir. Menhir, obelisk, cromlech. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is there a difference? I'm sure there is technically a difference between all those things. But we're... Oh, come on now. There we go. Okay. The good thing about working for this magazine, Beit Al-Azif, is that I never get any notes. That's not true. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the illustrations I've done for this magazine so far. The first one I did was this guy. This happy little fellow, the deep one in tactical gear. And yeah, the assignment was to, I gave him three, I think I gave him a couple of options. Here's one. It was like, what if the Cthulhu's, the Cthulhu creatures, our deep one is like doing modern day stuff. So here is a sketch I did of him driving a car with his little ear thing in and the Google Maps or whatever. That's fun. Here's one on his phone doing the same kind of thing, but obviously those two didn't get chosen. Then the second one I did was for an article on vampires. So I thought, hey, what about a vampire baby? That would be fun. No, but you never see any vampire babies. But he said, what about like a star vampire kind of a thing instead of a human vampire? And so then I did this guy. It's more of like I added the green. Star vampires don't actually have any color until they're invisible until they start sucking the blood out of your body. So that was so there was notes. There were some notes. But for this one, there was no notes. I submitted the sketch, and he said, yes, do it. And then I said, here's how it's going so far. He said, no notes, keep going. So, good stuff. What am I doing? I'm going to do, let's go back to our red layer. Let's get a, let's get a red going on here. And then, I need to change what brush is this? This is important. Brush pen super dry. I'm going to write that down on the space layer. Brush pen super dry. And what was that? 1600. 1600. Can I fit all this in? 1600. Just so I have a reference for if I want to make some adjustments later. Yeah, so where are we here? Right, doing go back to Rusty Nib 2, go back to size 35, and then I think we would just do that. That's kind of like what I started with, and then I kept futzing around, trying to find something that was cooler or would work. And now I kind of want to do that again. Here, let me see. No. Like, is that? Oh. It was a mistake to put these guys here. These things here. Because now they're, and I didn't even really put them on the other side either, did I? So, should I get rid of them? Or should I just make them less? Maybe I just make them less. And then erase, 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 erase. Go back to black. And we'll do some. But just less. We know it's there. But just less. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Gotcha, man. No, I don't like that. Okay, now let's get rid of this. Go back to my red. Yuke, gotcha, man. Chikyu wa hitotsu. Chikyu wa hitotsu. Oh, gotcha, man. Gotcha, man. Why is it so hard to do one single antenna? Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Ba-ba, gotcha, man. Who here loves Gotcha Man? Me. Science Ninja Team Gotcha Man. Tobe, Tobe, Gotcha Man. Yuge, Gotcha Man. Chikyu wa hitotsu. Chikyu wa hitotsu. Oh, Gotcha Man. Gotcha Man. I really kind of want to, like, put it in sections. But no, I'm not going to. What's going on here? Oh, it's 6:22. I got to eat my dinner. All right, so maybe we'll come back to the tail another day. I think we have to come back to the tail another day. But I think we're so close. Do the tail. And then, oh yeah, and some of the gray. Okay, let's bring this back to full opacity. And some of this color was going to be in the wings. This is the wrong brush for it. But some of this was going to be here. But I feel like it's quite dark. So what if it's like, what if we go a little, no, I just want contiguous. Contiguous? That's a little better. Anyway, that's a problem for later, possibly tomorrow. Or possibly later tonight. But for now, hey, rock and roll. I feel like I could do a big, like a cow tail almost. Is that too goofy? And this could have maybe some of those. I mean, the traditional Byakees don't have tails, but I just think it's too cool to not put in a tail. This particular composition. Pardon me. All right, so I'm gonna go get some food. Thank you for joining me, Adam and Booley and Watcher DM. Is there anybody else that dropped in earlier? No, that's it. Live long and prosper. Have a merry holidays. A merry Cthulhumas. And I will see you next time for the exciting conclusion of astronaut riding a Byakhee. Unless I do it on my own without live streaming. And I will see you next time on the internet. Bye-bye for now.